new space. This might be temporary. We quite like it though.
We do like it. We feel like we're on the news.
Yeah.
We feel proper grown up.
Since the last episode, I've moved house. So I moved out of my apartment, which the last one was filmed in the living room, and now we're in the living room of the new house with lots of bubble wrap and things all wrapped up.
And this butte.
And a new sign.
Bougie.
It is a bit bougie, isn't it?
I like it.
You can say whatever you want. I'll let you know that it did say I like boobs until about 10 minutes before Simon came over. I was trying to be funny. That wasn't allowed when Charles' parents came round though. It was everything had to be PG when they came round. It wanted to be above board. Did I tell you about the rich Australian guy that comes into my work?
No, I don't think I've heard about
His
him.
wife likes Bob Ross.
No.
One of the guys that comes into work is a rich Australian whose wife likes Bob Ross.
Of course.
And he has the company that I'm sure I said this before. He has a company that he lends out or rents out camper vans.
Oh yeah, I do know.
Yeah, that guy, mega rich. He is obsessed with putting the C word on everything, like everything.
As Australians are.
Yeah, and but to him it's like an endearment thing. Whereas here it doesn't fly very easy. Like so, he's taken the Top Gun logo and changed the gun, and he wears it on a hat all the time, and calls himself and his friends call him TC.
Yeah.
So he's well versed with that word, and he's got these stickers and he's had some magnets made, some fridge magnets, and the fridge magnet says it's Buddha, like looking very enlightened. It says try not to be a C word. And I was trying to put it up before Char's dad and stepmom came round, and I forgot and left it in my bag at work. But it's a good job I didn't, because when I tried to put I like boobs up, that one got vetoed. So I think if boobs get vetoed, C word definitely get.
Yeah, that's a write off. That
definitely
it's a non-starter. Definitely.
He also he has a yellow circle with a smiley face, but the smile says try not to be a C word, like as the smiley face, and he put it on the back window of a woman at work's car, and she didn't realise and picked the kids up from school. So yeah, that's why it says no frills now. It says something relevant, or kind of relevant. So yeah,
relevant.
I'm slowly aware now. I've just mentioned that all the things that I used to own have gone now, apart from the thing that the TV's on. I'm looking around.
I think that's fair. I thought when I walked in, like,
yeah.
don't look like a gap.
There's the pictures of mine. Like all this artwork here is mine, and most of this is
all the stuff that's not unpacked yet,
Yeah,
not put out. The stuff there's now no room for.
That just hit me just then. That we're not living in my house
This
anymore.
is Charlotte's house.
Yeah, I rent this house. It's not mine. Yeah, I'm looking around going, there are bits and pieces. There are little toys and whatever else. And there's my little alligator skulls and stuff there, and little hands and skulls and stuff that normally is. But
they aren't a focus anymore, though. They're not the focal point of the room.
they're not. I think there'll be a lot on the walls, though. I think the walls, all this has got to go on the wall. Char's got some mad stuff and bits that I've bought her and whatever else. I'm looking forward to one of these, I think, or one of those down there. There's a Lisa Hannawalt print, the woman who created BoJack Horseman. I bought one of those for Charlotte, like a print, and it shipped over from America, which is in one of these. But they have weird shaped paper. Their paper isn't the sizes that we have.
It's not like international, is it? They have like it's all daft sizes. I'm aware of that. I know that when I did a load of work for somebody, a load of design work for somebody, I was just using Photoshop templates. I think I was using like legal, and I thought that'll be A4. It's not A4.
A legal pad isn't A4.
I had to start again with everything. That was a bit of a mare.
I was obsessed with legal pads when I went to America, just because it's like yellow paper.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why. I was like, yellow paper, that's quite good. I like yellow paper. When we did like teacher training, they always taught us that your paper and your handouts should be coloured paper. Apparently it's a thing for people who are dyslexic. Instead of wearing like yellow glasses, you could just print on yellow paper and they could see it a bit better. And they'd do that, but then that didn't have the same effect. I was like, no, I want yellow.
Is that for dyslexia? That?
Yeah.
I never knew what it was for. There's a girl at our work, and she has like a special computer. Like everyone hot desks, but she has like her own computer, and the screens are like they've got like yellow glass, like green glass, tinted glass. So whatever she puts up, like everyone's got like these flat screens. She's got these old like CRTs with these like green glass on it.
That's really weird because normally
I never knew what it's for, and I've always been too scared to ask in case it's like really offensive or something. I don't know how it works, but
that's dyslexia. That's normally what they do is either you'd have like glasses on of the colour, or they have something that slots over the screen, or like a film, even just a piece of like acetate that's coloured over the top of the paper would work. So she can still hot desk. She just has to put something over the screen.
Oh, well, she's not doing. She's condiment to buying her that.
Just buying her whatever she wants.
Perks working for the big company, isn't it?
I haven't seen one of those old CRT monitors in ages.
They're not like proper stocky like they used to be. It's still, I'll say flat. It's probably like that.
Yeah, so good.
It's like a flat screen with this like plastic thing with like a glass box in front of it.
And ordinarily they just put something on them because I think you can. There's even a setting. I don't know about Macs. I know you can switch the thing, but on Windows, you used to be able to. There used to be a button for like visually impaired people, so all like everything had a yellow or whatever colour wash over it, so it looked that way anyway. So you can just turn this.
No, I've never
this
seen
woman's
that.
not aware of any of this stuff.
She's like, definitely claiming this.
She just wants her own desk, doesn't she? How does hot desking work? Because I hate the idea.
It's like the worst. Like you rock up in the morning.
Yeah.
You have to go to like the supervisor who's running the shift, and you're just like, "Where am I sat today?" And we're like, "Oh, you're on this side of the building," and you got to traipse over to your desk, log in, plug all your gear in, unpack your bag. It's the absolute worst.
And how many desks are there?
Well, there's 3,000 staff.
Yeah, so you can be like, you're on desk 1,504.
Pretty much, yeah. But like I've recently started like another job there, so I'm like a supervisor. I still have to hot desk, but I have drawers, and the drawers have never once been under my desk. So like, you find yourself getting up throughout the day and like just going and disturbing someone, like just shift that way while I get in my drawers.
So a perk of your job is that you get drawers not attached to your desk.
Exactly, yeah. But the downside is they could be like a 7-minute walk away from where you sat. It's just mental, isn't it? Think how much time you're going to save when you can leave all your stuff in your drawer. Just give me your desk.
Yeah. So you do you get different desks because you're a supervisor? There's like a different pool of desks.
Well, yeah, like the way it works is like it's like a rib cage. So you've got like a I don't know. I'm showing it. No one can see this. But
central. Yeah. What is
like
he drawing on the table?
Like a thing you can walk down the middle, like an alley, like a walkway, and there's like desks like spiraling off it, like ribs.
Got you.
And then the supervisors sit at the end. So if you walk down the middle, high-fiving everybody, you'd only high-five supervisors.
Have you done that?
No. Oh. I wish I had. That's just come to me. that's definitely one for Monday morning.
Yeah, that could be done. So you get like an end desk of any desks of the 3,000 desks.
Yeah, well, it's not all 3,000 for our department. It's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but there's a good few hundred.
Yeah.
A good few hundred. But yeah, we generally have like there's like a block that's we're normally in. It could be like one of maybe 20, 30 desks.
That's not so bad.
It's not ideal though, is it?
No, yeah, I could do with maybe one of 30, but I remember when the idea came up when I...
Yeah, but that's not just a block of 30 desks together, which you could have. That's one of 30 in a corridor of desks, which has probably got 500 desks on it. There's just 30 of those 500 dotted about that you can sit in. It's not just 30 together and you're in this area.
Yeah, okay.
It's the end desk of every table, and they're all in a row. There's like 8 on a table. And then you're on the end one, so it's like 30 rows. And again.
And again. Did you do it last
time? That's
time?
going to be a feature, that, yeah.
Did you do it last time?
You did.
6:30.
What's that a reminder for?
Go to training, which I'm not doing.
That's how motivated you are. You have to set a reminder.
It's not that I'm motivated. It's that if it used to be, because when I was at Derby, that it could take 45 minutes, it could take 20 minutes because of the traffic to get to training. And if I was getting stuck into a drawing or something like that, I would miss training because I was drawing. So.
Yeah, but then how long does it take you to get there from here?
5 minutes.
So then when I set off this morning, you said, it's an extra 10 minutes on your journey?
It could be...
And it's took me twice as long, that's why.
That's not twice as long.
It took me twice as long.
It's only, I think it's 8 miles further from the old place. But you wouldn't drive into the centre of Derby to come here. You'd skip past it, so you'd cut off somewhere.
In my case, you just do a U-wing and go back down the motorway. It's stood still traffic.
You do what you like.
Running late today.
Yeah, running late. But yeah, that's what that alarm is for. It's to remind me to go to training.
Fair play.
Char hates it because I see it as really organised. It's not that I'm disorganised. I've never missed it. And ordinarily, if you weren't here, I would have all my stuff ready, packed, and the alarm would go off. And I go, oh yeah, It's time. Like, I'm aware of that.
Like with alarms, I'm terrible at waking up. Like my phone doesn't wake me up, so I have to set literally every 5 minutes. I have to be the latest I can get up if I'm on a 7 o'clock start. Realistically, it's about 5:45. But then I've got to have had a shower before I go to bed. I'm getting up, throwing my clothes and bolting out the door.
That's pretty good going.
But to get up at 6:15, I set an alarm at 5 past, 10 past, every 5 minutes until it goes off. And I always forget one. There's always one that I accidentally snooze, and I get in work where you're not allowed your phone. It's dead quiet because there's nobody in at that time in the morning. Then my phone will go off as like a manager's walking past or something. It happens all the time.
That's rough.
But it happens. Then sometimes I'll forget about it. I'll wake up and I'll just think, all right, I've caught my first alarm. And I'll just go and jump in the shower. And then Sam's still in bed. She's not going to be up till 10. And every 5 minutes, my phone's buzzing and vibrating or whatever. Doesn't go over well at all.
That's pretty good going. To be fair, I've just got my alarms are the same as they were before, where it's like 15 minutes away from the other. So like an initial alarm, and then I get like a period of 15 minutes to kind of wake up, and then my next alarm goes off. That alarm means get your ass out of bed.
No, see, if I've not snoozed 6 or 7 alarms, but then it gets to a point where they're all catching up with each other.
And like, these 9-minute increments.
But then my phone layers them. So if you've got 2 going off at once, you've got to dismiss one, then dismiss the other.
So you can't just go off everything.
If you just leave it for a bit and then they gradually get louder as well, like it gets to a point where you've got like 3 alarms going off and you're just like smashing your phone trying to get them all off.
Oh God.
That always wakes Sam up, and then it's just not a good morning then.
I just have the 2. But I get up first now always because I have to get to work, and I'm normally at work for about 7:30. So because I get up first, I just do 2, have a shower, come down, make the coffee and go.
Is this the most boring conversation we've ever had?
Well, it probably is. It probably is. I can't remember how we got onto this. Oh, my alarm went off. It was an act of divine intervention. The alarm down there. I was trying to cross my legs. There's a new table. I don't know where I can cross my legs and what I can lean on. Reliably, I could lean on anything because I built it and it's very sturdy. But IKEA made it, so it might be.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be anything. It could be anything. You don't take political bets at work, do you?
Yes, we do.
Do you?
Yeah.
How many have there been this week?
I don't. To be honest, I don't actually know. You don't really see a great deal of them, but we do take them. No. I just think it's the whole state of the Brexit at the moment is just unreal, isn't it? Like it's literally like something you'd see in a film. It's like a caricature of politics.
I've got American friends who listen to this, and they're trying to weigh in because they're watching from afar. You know how we do with America, we can see it because we're not involved. We're dispassionate about it. We can just say, "That's a bit weird. Why is that orange guy with the weird hair doing that?" But they're looking across the pond, going, "Why is that white guy with the weird hair doing that?" And we were all prepared at work for it to go Boris's way, and it didn't.
No,
and we're delighted about it, and we'll point it out at every opportunity.
I say, I bet not everyone is though.
No, the bosses at work aren't. The bosses at work aren't. There's like 3 of us who are delighted. 3 of us who are delighted.
I absolutely love that though. When there's a load of you walk in and it's just tension.
Yeah,
there's nothing better. There's nothing more enjoyable than that.
And we're cutting bits out the paper. Every time we see him, we're like, oh, look how tired he looks. He looks beaten. Look at him. He looks beaten. He's been beaten down. Look. It's like constant going on. I think it's a strange state. My American friends are like, it's too much to even. You can't even describe it, can you?
No, you really can't. If somebody had never heard of it,
yeah.
So like, what's the state of politics in your country at the minute?
Yeah.
Like, where would you start?
I'd just say, I don't even know where you start. Yeah,
it's just a mess, isn't it?
But yeah, it wasn't amazing anyway.
No, it wasn't. It's shit, and then it's just gone down from there.
It's gone a bit far out, yeah. So,
did you see the guy when what's his name? Farage was on the radio yesterday morning.
No, I didn't see it.
It's absolutely immense.
Farage.
And you can like when they've got like a guest on, you can watch like the webcam feed online, can't you?
Yes.
So you can watch it, but you can hear you. Like obviously, I heard it on the radio, but you can like watch it online. It's immense. This bloke's phoned in talking about Brexit, and he's going on about I voted Remain, and I was really really passionate about it, and I thought that the EU was the right way to go, and he's proper going on for ages. And then he says like this, I had this really sort of like pivotal event in my life where I just realised that's not. It's not the way to go. And then I changed my mind and started campaigning for Brexit. And then he starts going on about Brexit and how good it is. And then Farage is like, you could tell he's like, oh, I've got this guy. And he's like,
he's mine.
looking like all this like fake concern and everything. And he said, oh, if you don't mind me asking, what was the event? And the bloke just goes, well, I got kicked in the head off an horse. You just see Farage's face just drop and he just gets rid of it. So funny. He proper sucks him in. It's mental. Get a picture of his expression up. It's absolutely ace.
That's a good one. The event
So
that
good.
made you campaign for the other side was you took a hit to the head from a horse.
That's good.
But when you boil it all down, it gets weird. I can't. Because it's like everyone's like, my bosses keep saying, because they're rich white guys who are in a little business who make a lot of money.
Standard.
They keep saying things like, it's going to be really good for industry. They thought it was going to be a good deal and we were going to be doing better
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, show us this list of all the companies coming to the UK. It's zero.
Yeah.
All the companies that have closed, become bankrupt and left the UK, even the ones they said they'd stay, like Dyson, the list is huge.
Yeah.
This is massive.
Yeah.
Even Rolls-Royce, which is like one of the biggest employers in Derby, they've had to open like, not really a head office, but like, and they have to open an office in Germany, like, which is basically just a shed, because you can't make cars for European markets
without
being in Europe.
It's mad, isn't it?
So they've had to open a premises in Europe.
Although my friend works for Michelin in Stoke, who are a massive employer in Stoke,
Huge.
and they're the same. I mean, I've not really spoken to him about it because I don't want to be like, mate, obviously like, rubbing it in kind of thing. But I know there's a lot of talk around there of like them sort of packing up and leaving. I know they used to have loads of sites and they've got smaller and smaller. I think they've only got 1 or 2 left now.
Yeah.
And it's just an absolute shit show.
It's unbelievable when you're trying to explain it and break it down. It just beggars belief.
Yeah.
When you're trying to figure it all out. But I thought the same way because I keep seeing little clips coming up of like the American the Democratic race. Yeah. So I keep seeing those like Bernie and lots of Joe Biden and lots of other stuff coming up in my feed. Not that I swing. I've not got a horse in that race, but every time I hear Bernie Sanders saying something, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, he's just bang on, isn't it?
Everybody, like the richest country in the world, everyone should have healthcare. I'm like, yeah. Like, why is that?
Yeah, that's not debatable, is it? It should be just a given that.
Yeah, it's like everyone should be educated to a high standard, and it should probably not cost you more than you can afford. I'm like, yeah,
fair play.
Yeah, of course.
Who's voting against this?
So many people.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. And the people that vote against the school thing and the university fees are people that say, either side of the spectrum, right or left, will say, but I had to pay.
Right.
Yeah, and so they don't want other people to have it for free.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
It's so bizarre. It's like, oh, well, you know, my friend couldn't afford an operation, so you can't afford an operation. You're like, but that's... What? It's bizarre.
It is. It's backwards. That's just not the way to think, is it?
Some of the only thing that I can think of that I've seen personally from asking people is that they think it costs more. Healthcare costs more than it does. So, for instance, like one of the things that Bernie was talking about, he was going to get insulin from across the border in Canada because it's going to be like way cheaper. Yeah, because they've got different healthcare in Canada. I think the only reason they think it costs, they think it's just going to bankrupt the system. They think that like a bag of saline costs $2,000 when salt water doesn't cost $2,000. The private company said it is $2,000 to get that money. That costs pence.
That's it.
Tax-wise, you wouldn't notice that.
No.
Forever, you would never notice that.
No.
And the money isn't that much.
But they never, when they've got that system in place and people are falling for it and people are supporting it and paying into it and buying into it, they're never going to change it, are they? They're never going to, it's not going to change over there.
Yeah.
It isn't.
I remember seeing like one of those little things, it was almost like a meme, but it was not really a meme because it wasn't really funny. But the guy was like, yeah, I went for a walk and I got bit by a snake and I had to go to the hospital. So we basically got a ride to the hospital, treatment for the bite, and then went home. $32,000. What? That would bankrupt me.
I'd die.
What's that? Like 25 grand?
I would die. I wouldn't be able to pay for that.
Yeah, that's 2 years of all my money. What am I going to do? I'd chop the arm off myself.
Yeah.
I'd go full saw. I'd be having it off. They'd be making a movie about that.
It's just backwards, that, isn't it? It's absolutely backwards. Like, I don't know. It just beggars belief, like you said. There's no way of putting into words how backwards that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how they justify it. That's the way I think that they justify it.
What I don't get, if I mean, I'm probably a bit ignorant to it, but is the system that bad where if say like I'm out, I break my leg,
Yeah.
rock up at the doctors, or rock up at the hospital, and they're like, I ain't got insurance,
Yep.
I can't afford to pay for this. Would I just be on my ass? They just keep turning
Pretty
me
much.
away.
Yeah, there's free clinics you can go to. There's free hospitals.
They sound like they're going to be terrible.
Yeah, they're going to be awful because everyone who can't afford it is there. So that's everybody. I mean, our A&Es are bad enough, and that's taxpayer funded. Obviously, most people say it isn't enough, and it definitely isn't enough. It's weird.
No, it's just mental, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just mental.
yeah. So so because people, the NHS obviously isn't amazing currently. It's underfunded. Everyone kind of agrees that we need more money.
Yeah, but
Or the money should be distributed differently.
Not the fault of the NHS.
No, it's not the fault of the NHS.
It's the way it's been. Well, like I said, it's the funding. It's
Yeah.
decisions that are being made outside of the NHS, which is the reason it's in the state it's in now.
I mean, we pay enough taxes, but then when I broke my wrist, I broke it at like before 8 in the morning. I drove to the hospital. Well, my friend drove me to the hospital in A&E, which is like the emergency room, the ER. And then I was operated on at 4, out at 6, and then because it was after 6, they had me overnight, and I went home the next morning, free of charge. They operated on me, general anaesthetic, like rod in my arm, best surgeons, X-rays, scans,
medicine to take home with
food, bed for the night, free of charge, because I pay a little bit more taxes. The Americans don't want to pay, and there's 300 million of them. It's like 66 million, 70 million of us on this island, and we managed to kind of get it right. I don't think the distribution's right, though.
No, it's not.
You always hear weird, I don't know, the way that it gets spent always seems to be bizarre. People always say that consultants make more. And like this is going to sound really awful, but my boss, of course, took that job. We had a job at work where we had to print paper bags, like a brown paper bag with a handle with this logo of the hospital, and inside had to be like a Nutri-Grain bar, like an energy bar, a breakfast bar. It was some sunscreen and a bottle of water. And that all had to go in the bag, and there was some information about healthy eating, looking after yourself, all that kind of stuff. And there was an insane amount. I think it was like 500 or a ridiculous amount of these. So we were printing the bags. Then we hired some people to put that stuff into the bags, and then we had to deliver those places. Now that cost them. I mean, we made profit on it, obviously, but that cost the NHS thousands. Like we made a lot of money on that job. And we were like, how has the NHS got thousands to spend on a bag of like one-time sunscreen, a bottle of water, and a Nutri-Grain bar that we bought from like a cash and carry?
Yeah.
We went to a cash and carry and bought that same stuff.
So you've got that going on, and there's people, you hear stories of like people in hospital, there's not enough beds on wards, and then they're out on wards, in corridors.
Yeah, in the corridor.
With a drip, hooked up to a respirator or whatever. I mean, I know it's like extreme circumstances in like smaller hospitals when like a catastrophe happens, but still, like that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
If they're spending thousands on a couple of chocolate bars and a paper bag.
Yeah, and it was basically.
You can guarantee a doctor's not made that decision, though.
A doctor hasn't made that decision.
Nurse hasn't come in and gone, do you know what we'll do?
Yeah.
That's somebody who's got more budget left over at the end of his quarter and he wants to get rid of it, innit?
Basically, yeah. So they basically had these bags out and whatever else, and it was essentially just to be like promoting healthy eating, drinking water, looking after yourself, sunscreen for the, I don't know, skin cancer or whatever else they were trying to make you aware of. But you're just like, what could that have gone? That's like it was a lot of money. Like it was so much money that we took it, had lots of profit, and we hired 2 people to help pack the bags because we only print. We don't pack bags with food. So we had some extra people.
How hard is it just to throw it in, though?
Well,
I'd have skipped that.
Well,
Got it yourself, pocketed it.
Yeah,
got him pay you to do it.
This is my boss's.
Now it's overtime.
Yeah, they pay us to print, and that's anytime our machine isn't going round, it costs a fortune. So we just have to keep printing. We just keep printing all day. But yeah, that was an example where I was like, how much is that? How much are we paying for that? Like there's like trusts and things that we do embroidery and whatever else for, and we're just like, they have a lot of money. But obviously it's not going
where it needs to be.
Where you need it to be, which is insane. But yeah, it's not perfect, but it's not on your arse, which is actually insane. I don't get that bit at all.
No.
It's weird. I don't know what Americans, you have to write to us and tell us how you feel about that, because I don't.
Are we opening it up?
Yeah, we're opening it up right on this thing, right in the comments. Probably not on YouTube, maybe on Facebook, I think.
As if we're going that way with it.
Facebook might do it, yeah. Yeah.
What's up, YouTube?
I only watch like bigger podcasts where they never address the audience on YouTube. Just broke the fourth wall talking about the NHS and American healthcare, which
love it.
Neither of us know anything about, but we're still going to talk about as if we do know it and tell you all about it, because I guess that's what we do now.
Yeah, but we can only talk about what we see on sort of our news over there, what we're exposed to.
That's
really. Like, it's not made clear at all.
Yeah, it's weird.
You heard about how bad it is, but you don't hear any specifics.
It weirded me out this morning because I was listening to the news in the car on the way, and they've named a ship after David Attenborough.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
So it was originally going to be called?
No.
In that one that was going to be called Boaty McBoatface?
No, it's not that one. It's not
sure?
that one.
I'm sure it was. It won a public vote, and then the backdoored it, went, no, that's too silly. But then they didn't do another vote on
Wasn't that just
Brexit.
a barge?
No, it was a proper
What, an Arctic
exploration.
Explorer?
Yeah, it was. I'm sure it was. Have a look, I'm sure it was.
Oh, okay.
Boaty McBoatface. I'm sure that's the one they renamed.
Okay, Boaty McBoatface. You can explain that to people.
There was I don't know who it was, some scientist people put a poll online, like they had this new like Arctic exploration vessel it was going to be renaming. They opened it up to the public to name it, and they had this poll, and Boaty McBoatface won. Yeah. And then there was always thing like this massive hoo-ha about it winning. Everyone was like dead happy, and then they just overturned it and named it with David Attenborough.
Yeah, which is insane.
It's still pretty cool. It's called
my favourite bit about that is that Thingy McThingface became anytime anyone had a competition.
Yeah.
Or like a charity was like, or a zoo was like, oh, we've had a new giraffe born. What can we call the new giraffe? It was like Giraffe McJaffaface or something.
I love stuff like that when it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like there's a jump, not like. Well, I'm assuming people have heard of Norfolk.
But
I remember
we have heard of Norfolk.
There's a massive like billboard where you're driving to Norfolk, like a big welcome to Norfolk sign. And they did a competition like, submit your artwork to be put on this. And someone submitted a massive picture of Cradle of Filth. Like the leather's covered in blood and stuff with all the makeup on, just with welcome to Norfolk written underneath it in blood. Like, that won the poll online, but they never used it. Well, that would have been immense. Like, driving through the hills, you come up and see that. I have to get that picture up as well. It's so good.
One of the most boring. It's like, it's just flat, and it's literally, it's the arse. It's the hump of England.
It literally is. There's a little bit, there's a few canals. Now you can go on a boat and holiday there.
Yeah,
on the Norfolk
it's very
Broads.
flat, and there's lots of cabbages and
Cradle of Filth, though. What a band they were. Or I think they're still going, aren't they?
I'm sure they are still going. They must be.
I used to love them when I was a kid. I went through that really awkward, I'm into death metal, get out my room mum phase.
I never
loved
went
them.
Heavy. I was always in new
Loved
metal.
them.
But I love it when public and pro opinions are like against each other like that, where they were like, yeah, of course they're going to name it something really sensible. And we come up with Boaty McBoatface. And everyone thinks that's an amazing idea and that should definitely win. And they vote for it. And then it doesn't happen. So I've been reading about, have you seen Dave Chappelle's new stand-up?
I've not, no.
Have you seen Bill Burr's new stand-up?
I've not, no.
Okay. Both fantastic stand-ups.
How new are we talking?
Like Bill Burr's last week.
Oh, right, no, I've definitely not seen that.
And Dave Chappelle's maybe a month ago.
No, definitely
So they're
not.
really new. They're both on Netflix. I guess they've got a deal with Netflix. So their old stuff's on Netflix too, so you can get it.
Yeah.
Now, Dave Chappelle's... Rogan's been talking about it all the time. Dave Chappelle's stand-up on Rotten Tomatoes, they had something like 9 critics review it. 16%. Which is a colossal fucking failure.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
I have.
Is it good?
Fantastic. Then you've got like the critics, then you've got the viewers.
Yeah.
99%. And it's very similar to like to Bill Burr's new one, where they were the critics were giving it maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10, and everyone went, "This is probably the best one he's done." It's just weird.
Mad, isn't it?
You know, when you put that's how you know things are tailored. Like you're not like everyone's like, "Oh, it's outrageous." And that's a 1 out of 10. I can't give that more than a 2 out of 10. That's completely terrible. It's an awful stand-up. Everyone else is like, "This is the best thing that Dave Chappelle's ever done." Like everyone's just like, "This is the best stand-up that he's done."
It's mad,
And what it addresses and all these kind of things.
Like,
you missed the point.
the people that pay to go to see the shows and the people that it's there for,
Yep.
love it. But then the people who are paid to give an expert's opinion on it. Hate it. Like, what? How do they get that job?
Yeah, I don't know.
But like, if all of them as well reviewed it and all scored it low, like, it just don't make sense to me.
But that wasn't like 1,000 professional critics, whatever a professional critic was. That was like 9, and I'm sure it might have been someone shared a picture of it online. Those 9 people, you can find their like IMDb or whatever, because they're critics. You can find what they look like, and you go, "Oh yeah, of course."
Of course, they didn't like it.
Of course, they didn't like the black guy doing trans jokes. Of course, they didn't like that because that's who they are, and you just go, "That's fine. If it's not funny, don't laugh.
Yeah,
switch on to something else. Why are you the critic?" If someone said to me, "Oh, by the way, you're going to be the critic of, I don't know, whatever the Kardashians are doing," I'd be like, "I'll skip that."
Yeah,
I'm not going to give it a high score.
Yeah, I'm not going to give that a fair crack at the whip.
Oh, so you're a comedy? Yeah, you're a comedy critic. Yeah, I am. What, you reviewed all this stuff? Yeah, okay. What do you think about Mrs. Brown's Boys? I'd be like, lowest score ever.
Yeah,
I'm not giving Mrs. Brown's Boys anything. But guess what? Loads of people think it's funny.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're right.
Not saying they can't watch it. But to be fair, that is absolutely terrible.
It's awful.
Is that out in America?
I don't know if it's super Irish, so maybe it is.
See, I worry though that people overseas are going to see that and think, "Oh, that's what British comedy is."
Yeah,
and it's not.
Instead of
it's fucking not. Yeah.
But I also worry, even though I like it, that they think it's like Alan Partridge. Because I love watching Alan Partridge.
Alan Partridge is mint.
Alan Partridge is one of my favourite characters.
he is absolutely brilliant.
No women think he's funny.
No.
And that's half.
To be fair, my missus does. My missus loves him, which is one of the reasons I married her. But like, yeah, there's nothing funnier. There is nothing funnier than Alan Partridge. But I don't think that would translate well in other countries.
I don't think that dryness.
You've got to have grown up like working class in Britain, meeting people like that on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. You've got it, yeah.
If you can't relate that to somebody you've met, it's not funny.
That's why it's funny, because I know guys that like that, and even like The Office, like Ricky Gervais in The Office. We all know, like
that is literally any office. You pick an office in the country, put a camera in there, and you're going to see half of that material just happen. It's just what it's like, isn't it?
That's what you're going to find. That Afterlife show that Ricky Gervais did was actually really funny.
I've still not even seen that. You know,
it was dark. When it starts, it's about like his wife from beyond the grave. She's died of cancer, which isn't a spoiler, by the way. That's why it's called Afterlife.
Yeah.
And she's like talking to him about carrying on with his life and doing whatever. So it kind of bookends the show, like the start and the middle, where she's like giving him guidance. Then he'll go and do whatever and meet some people and change his life or whatever. But he works for a local paper, and so he's in the office of a local paper. And now his office is the same as any other office. Obviously, Ricky Gervais knows about writing about offices.
He's
kind of won some awards on the matter. But there's a bit where he goes around with this photographer who is they just pick on each other all the time. Him more so, and it gets to the point where there's a new intern, and he's like teasing the photographer, and like he comes in and he's like, "Look, watch him when he eats. Watch him when he eats. Look what a state he is when he eats." And the guy comes in and starts eating chips or fries. Starts eating fries. He's like eating with his hands, and he looks up and sees the girl looking at him. And he goes, "He told you to watch me eat, didn't he?" And you think she's going to deny it, and she goes, "Yeah, I knew it." Like you're just in such close quarters. You know what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know people who are exactly like that.
Yeah, definitely. There's people at work who have said like, "Have you seen what he's snuffling that?"
Yeah, I've seen that. Look at that. Look at his face. Look at his face. That's a favourite of our work. Look at his face. He's like that. Look at his face. Just to see a couple of people coming in. "Oh, we didn't like that." Because especially when you can't hear what people are saying, you're just watching the body language. Like, "Look at his face. What's that?" Yeah, we have them all the time. There's people like that, and just people you get on with, and you just never see it. Like, because you forget how often you're at work. Like I've never worked in a place. Kind of, we're not close socially. We go out like once a year for the Christmas do. We don't go out drinking or anything. There's only like 8 of us that work there.
Yeah.
But you spend so much time there. You just know each other's.
It's mad, isn't it? You spend more time than you do with your family.
Yeah, it's like Shaw will be telling me something, and I'll be like, "Yeah, well, Lee said this." She's like, "You told Lee about that?" I'm like, "We're together like all the time within 40 hours a week, stood next to him. Like, I see him more than I see you." Like,
yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
You're just like, but you just get on with these like the people. There's a woman at work that's really funny. Her and her mum work there, and they just want to talk I forget the feeling they don't get listened to very often. They just want to talk and gossip all the time. They always want to gossip. They don't listen to what you've got to say.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for their next
opportunity to talk.
So, like, whenever she says something, I'll say weird shit to see how far it will go before she notices. But she'll Brent it. She'll David Brent it. Like, so she'll come in and be like, "Oh, my daughter's really annoying me." Because then she's begging you to speak, and you go, "Right."
I point blank refuse at that point.
Why is she annoying you then? She was like, she's gone and got that bloody part in the play, hasn't she? Lead part in the school play. She's bloody got it, hasn't she? Now she's walking around with a script, practicing the script all at home. Like, oh, it's really annoying, that is. And then she's waiting for me to say something, and then I'll go, "You can always sell her." Yeah, it's a lead part, loads of singing. Like, just skip over it. I'm like, what can I say?
I just changed the subject. Like I've done it a few, like done it more than once. Like someone comes in work and they clearly want you to pick up on something. Curveball, just change the subject.
Yeah,
like, oh, really annoyed with my daughter, and then just like, oh, I took my dog for a walk this morning and he had a piss on a tree. And then like, see how long it takes them, how many steps it takes till they get back to what they want to actually talk about.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it you want to say? Get it off your chest. Come on.
Let's just have it. I hate that small talk.
This could have been an email.
Yeah. It could. Everyone has that mug. I've been in a meeting that should have been an email. That was my entire teaching career. But yeah, we have people like that just constantly. You can always sell her. And then she just carried on. She was like, "Oh, my bloody son. Like, what's he done now? 5 weeks at school. He's already ruined his school uniform and this and that." I'm like, I didn't.
Why are you telling me this?
Yeah,
like,
what?
What makes you think I care in the slightest? The condition of your kid's truth? Like,
and I'll throw in like awful stuff like the selling thing. Like her mum also works there, and she's got like photos of the grandkids from the school, like, you know how they have the school photo day.
Yeah.
She hasn't bought the photos. She's taken
They've
a phone
they've
photo.
got proof
of
over
the
it.
sample. Yeah. She's like, "Look at these. Look at that one." And I'm like, "Oh." She's scrolling. She's not listening to my response. She just wants to say, "Look at these kids." I'm like, "Yeah, I bought that." Well, no, but look at. I'm just disapproving noises on the kids. Anyone else would be like, "That's my children," or "That's my grandchildren. How dare you?"
Not even listening.
She's not even listening to what I'm saying. She just wants to show you the pictures, which are of ugly children.
It's this time of year as well. It's rife, in it. Everyone's had it on Facebook. Kids in school uniform stood in front of a door or sat at the bottom of the stairs. It's always one or two poses.
That's it.
Hate it. I absolutely can't. I can't be doing it. Everyone knows you've got kids. Everyone's kids go to school. Like, you're not special.
No.
Like, yeah, that's a nice picture for you and your family to look back on in years. You don't need to put it on the internet. Like, no one's asked.
Yeah.
Nobody is asked. Who do you think anyone looks forward to? Like, oh, it's nearly September. I need to be very careful here. It's nearly September.
Getting close.
Loads of pictures of kids coming online. Like, no, it's just not. No one's into it. Stop it.
My parents took pictures of us on our very first day of primary school,
first day of high
school. But that photo was taken, developed along with the film and the rest of the stuff.
Yeah,
put in an album that no one ever saw.
And it's in the loft. Comes out every couple of years at a party or something.
Yeah, to embarrass you.
Bring a new girlfriend home. Oh, look at him.
Look at that. His school bag's as big as him.
That's what they're for. That is exactly what they're for.
It didn't go to everybody online.
No.
And that's
the problem. Now, like, I like it because you can go out, or you can go and do something, and everyone's got a phone with them. Like, it's really good for for example, like when my band's gigging.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of that gig, there's going to be a couple of videos for you to share.
Yep.
There's going to be a load of pictures and stuff. It's really good for that side of things. But then you go out with your mates for a quiet beer and a game of pool at the pub, and there's like 30 pictures put online of it. Like, no one's asked that we're doing this. Like, no one wants to see this. And the thing is, they get more interaction than the stuff that you're actually creating and trying to share, which pisses me off even more.
Yeah, you'll share something complete, like something someone else has put, like a meme or something really dumb, a picture of a dog, tons of interaction.
Yeah.
Here's what I spent hundreds of hours working on. A couple of likes.
And it happened. I was in an old band called the Show of Crows, and we spent a bit of money, and it was quite serious. We had like a look and loads of artwork and all this. We got a record out, and I remember we did this started sharing it. No one was liking it. And then there was like a meme about crows, and because it was in the band name, I shared that. I had like literally hundreds of likes. Loads of people were like laughing at it, commenting on it and stuff. I was like, where were you when we was like peddling this last week?
Yeah.
But it's just what people. It's just not how it works now, is it? Like,
I don't know how it works now.
people are into really mundane stuff.
Yeah.
They like sharing mundane stuff.
I remember, but like hashtags don't mean the same now.
No.
Things don't mean. I'm old-fashioned to the new stuff, what I consider to be new stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know about hashtags. No, I don't. I have no idea about hashtags.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to get a following about anything. I just draw dumb stuff, and hopefully someone likes it, and that's it.
I really thought I was good at hashtags. I'm not.
Well, they used to be, you could have like 30, and they all mattered. But that's just saturation. Same with anything, it's just saturation. Now how do you get seen? Everyone's doing the same thing.
You have to pay for it.
You do have to pay for
Sponsored
it.
posts.
Sponsored posts. Or get your boobs out, stick your bum out, really unnatural poses, and I see so many of those.
We should well do that.
This would be the most popular podcast we've done. We just put pictures up of us. I don't know how they can talk to those poses. I always see that, like, it's the front on woman pose, the selfie pose, like what would have been the MySpace pose before. But with the boobs pushed forward and the arse pushed back, I don't know how your back. My spine doesn't go that way.
Look at your square on and you can see your ass. Like, there's something not right. Like, that's not a natural pose, is it? If you saw someone walking down the street like that, you'd cross over. Like, you wouldn't be into it.
Why are you shaped like the letter C? Like, that shouldn't. Is that spinal? What is that?
It's not good.
It's not good, but that's just the standard. That becomes it. And the new iPhone, like Christine was taking a picture of the trainer, she's taking pictures, and she's like, look at this, look, I make Mark, like she took a picture of one of the coaches and was showing me, and her standard phone camera had put a filter on him.
Oh yeah, they do now. That's the norm.
That's not what Mark looks like. I'm like, he's got way more stubble than that. Like, I can see all of his cheeks where he hasn't shaved today, but it didn't look perfect skin. I was like, what? You just finished training, you shouldn't look like that. That's just the standard.
It is.
And that's what everyone. I don't know.
We digress.
I don't know what we're digressing from or what we're digressing to. We are for a while. We're 47 minutes in. It's not so bad. It's all right. We've actually rambled for a fair whack of time.
We've not said anything though.
We've not said anything. Yeah, the quantity's there. The quality is questionable.
It's gone downhill fast. This.
Second filmed episode. We're out. We're just sitting in his living room talking about absolute crap. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
keeps us off the streets.
It keeps us off the streets. It keeps us from going to training. I don't know what else I wanted to talk about on this episode.
I've not done anything. I don't think
it's just been hard work. What else? I laughed a lot at one of the guys at work this week because he's the old guy that I tell you about. That's a bit weird and a bit far out.
Love him.
We were talking about him this week because he used to live in an apartment and had to furnish the apartment or whatever else. I was moving and giving a couch away and stuff. He got the couch in his apartment from someone who used to work there, whose name was also John, and he had it because John divorced in a very horrible way. Like, a horrible situation happened between him and his wife, and things
tainted that.
Yeah,
you don't sit on that.
Yeah, so one of our workmates went round and was like, how come you've got a cover over the couch? Do you not, like, why is the couch covered up? And he's like, I don't want to look at it. He said, why don't you want to look at it? He says, I just look at it and I think about how many nights that he spent on that couch before they got divorced. So he put a throw over it because he didn't want to sit on, like, the same leather as the guy would have been crying into.
Oh, it's dark, that.
Yeah. But he's like, his sensibilities are just like that. There was some donuts at work, some Krispy Kreme donuts this week, and they were almost like a bribe from management to try and grease some jobs through.
Yeah.
And me and my friend weren't having it, so we didn't partake. And so people started eating them in front of us, and one of the managers came down, and a few other people ate them. All these, like, trying to try them. And because they're like Krispy Kreme donuts, it's basically a cake, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're in the, this is super rich. Oh, I regret that. Oh, that was... And so, like, the three people that ate them were just, like, not liking it. So he was like, come on, John, you can have one. John was like, what, and join the ranks of the disappointed? He'd rather be disappointed without the Krispy Kreme eat the Krispy Kreme and still be disappointed. This is the way his mind works.
I want to come. I'm going to come your work one day. I want to meet these people. I might just come in and price up some band shirts or something.
Yeah, everybody wants to meet them.
I just want to meet him. He sounds mental.
So yeah, he's just like, I don't want to. I'd rather not. I'm disappointed now, like in life. I'm not going to be less disappointed after I have the Krispy Kreme. Like the Krispy Kreme is going to be disappointed because you three have just told me you didn't like the donut. And then that started me off being like, how come you guys are so bougie that you can have a negative opinion on donuts?
Yeah.
People do it all the time. Like people bring us biscuits. Oh, they're not very nice biscuits.
Buy your own then.
Yeah. As if biscuits are horrible. Biscuits are delicious. There's not a company alive going, we're going to make these really shit biscuits.
I don't think I've ever had a biscuit and gone, oh, I don't want another one of them.
So whenever I see him eat them, I'm always like, is that shit chocolate? Because like all chocolate is delicious. They just have a different brand that they like or whatever. They trip me out. These people spin me out, and I'm with them all the time. I just love analysing them. I love analysing them. But you can. I don't know how do you people watch at work?
When I can, like it's very full on at work. Like my favourite thing is listening to people on the phone.
Yeah, because you can listen in with the.
No, I mean just when you sat at your desk and you can hear someone who's sat four rows away and he's got the loudest voice in the world. He's like, "Okay, sir." Like I just think, what are you doing? Like you don't need to be that loud.
Yeah,
but I really enjoy that though.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I try and just I watch their behaviour, which is why we're always like, look at his face. But like, I was telling the same woman who didn't listen to me telling to sell her child, and rightly so, she shouldn't sell her child, although I probably would. She was saying, sell the child. They sell them all, sell both of them. I know how much she's got. She's been telling me for nearly a year. I still haven't listened. I was saying that I was like, oh yeah, one of the clients came in, and I was saying about giving him a made up backstory that I'd written, and she didn't think it was as funny as I thought it was. I was saying, oh, I do this all the time to everybody. Like everyone I see, when I'm people watching, I make the backstory of it. It just makes they go quicker.
Yeah. And
she's like, she did her thing of, oh, what's mine? Oh, you do it to me. Oh, I bet mine's really boring. And no one spoke. She wanted someone to go, no, you're really interesting.
Oh, I love that. I love stuff like that.
And it was a horrible silence.
Horrible uncomfortableness.
And I went,
it's the best.
no, but I know you, Lee, so I know what you like. And you were like, she was like, oh, am I boring?
I wouldn't say boring.
Yeah, just the quiet. The words couldn't have done the silence justice.
Yeah.
The silence is exactly what was needed in that point.
Oh, it's the best.
It was perfect. It was a perler. It was so good. It was absolutely brilliant. Just the timing and the silence of the machine. You can see the machine humming. They are boring. They are boring. All right, I think it's probably about time we wrap this up, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
It's probably about time we wrap this up. We're getting there. My alarm's gone off. What else do you want to cover? We've covered not much.
Not really much else.
We covered boating McBoatface. We covered watching people, other random stuff. Yeah, I didn't think there's anything else I wanted to cover. IKEA furniture. I don't know. We'll have to try and actually do interesting things with our lives, and then
that's it. I think we need to step up life outside of this. Like we've essentially gone out and bought a load of gear. Like, this is going to make it look amazing.
Yeah,
but like, not planning anything to do with it. Just assume that if we've got all this, it's going to work.
Yeah, we just have an hour-long conversation once a month, and if you like it, you don't. You know, whatever. We can figure it out. But yeah, I guess that was. That was episode 10 of Live from the Den. Live from the Den.
Live from the Den.
Live from the Den. That was my old one. That was my old one. Yeah.
Oh, that hurt.
Oh,
that fucking knife to the heart.
Previous lover. You mentioned his ex-girlfriend defending himself in court. No, I was trying to click on the link.
You're going to tell people what it's actually called, no?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, the No Frills Podcast. This is the No Frills Podcast. This is episode 10. We are on Lucky Star Radio, 4th Friday of every month, 5 p.m. GMT. I think it's still 12 p.m. ET and 9 a.m. PT.
It might not be.
They change times differently to us. Yeah. I think we're back on the normal times again.
Work it out yourselves.
Yeah, ours will be changing. Yeah, we'll be around. We'll definitely be about. We're not going anywhere. Obviously, that's what else stuff to talk about.
Set up notifications on our Facebook and you'll find out when it's going on.
Yeah,
if you're that bothered.
You could click notifications and hear about us with whatever we're doing. We're always going to be sharing bits and pieces, and the video will be available with
few days,
within a few days,
a week maybe.
That's it. You'll get to listen to us, you get to hear us. Hopefully, you like us on YouTube. Like us and subscribe and whatever other buttons at the bottom are. I can't remember what all the other buttons are.
I know one's thumbs down. Don't click that one.
Don't click whatever the thumb. Don't do that one. Do that one.
Love it.
There we go.
See ya.